Most brutal flash floods, no one supposed to see. It only takes a few seconds for the cloud to break and the water to wash away everything that was built in a matter of years. In the next few minutes, we are going to experience the craziest flash floods that no one was supposed to see. So hold on and get ready to see the fury of Mother Nature. Flooding and landslides cause significant destruction throughout a number of regions as a result of recent heavy weather. This video shows that heavy rain was the direct cause of the devastating flash flood that occurred. People living in the region were advised to leave their homes because the water had damaged the majority of the residences in that neighborhood. And even dozens of people were rescued by search and rescue teams, some of which utilized helicopters in their efforts. This heavy rain did a lot of damage. A tremendous flood had entered the street with great velocity and swept the vehicles along like toys. The flow was so strong that the cars couldn't contend with it. People could only watch in horror as their cars were swept away by the rushing current. The water's power was terrifying, and those unfortunate enough to be in its path could only hope for a miracle. It was a sad sight to watch, and many who observed it will remember it for a long time. This flood is full of muck and it pushes anything out of its way. It is a powerful force that sweeps away everything in its path. Its mud is thick and heavy, blocking any roads or waterways it comes across. From this video, it's clear that even the big truck can't handle the flood. The flood also brings a lot of trash, like trees, rocks, and other things that were in its path before. This trash gets carried along with the mud, making a strong mixture of mud and trash that can do a lot of damage to anything in its way. The waves were so big that they swept away everything in their path. Nothing was left behind, not even the heavy cars. The flood gets the man stuck and he calls for help. His only hope is a tree, but the flood will destroy it. When the water flows faster and the waves get closer, he gets more and more scared. As the water kept getting higher, more and more cars were swept away until they could no longer hold up. The man couldn't do anything, so the raging water carried him further away. His friends and family are always yelling for him, and everyone seems so worried about whether or not he'll be able to change. The water was churning and tossing with violence that no one had ever witnessed before. No one had ever seen anything like that. In the middle of all the chaos, a man is standing on a bike and a tiny car is stuck in the flood. Both are desperately trying to get out of the water. The flood is moving so fast that the car goes backward and hits the biker from behind. The amazing thing is that he still stays on his bike and doesn't fall over. People in the area are yelling for the man to be heard so that someone can help him. Later, the biker moves away from the car, but his bike ends up in the water. As the car goes backward with the flow of traffic, everyone just hopes that the car stays safe. This non-stop rain has caused flash floods and landslides. A few bridges were also washed away. The sea was raging, the waves rising higher and higher with each passing second. People gathered on the river's banks watching in terror as the bridge was pushed and tugged by the floodwaters. Under the great pressure, the once sturdy building moaned and creaked, and the inhabitants held their breaths, praying that it would hold. However, this was not to be. In a matter of seconds, the entire bridge vanished under the water, gobbled away by the rushing river. The people looked on in wonder as the river swept away what had previously been a symbol of their power and endurance. The bridge was no longer there, but the memory of its destruction would live on. They would never forget the flood's force or how little and insignificant they were in the face of nature's wrath. The people would rebuild, but the memory of the bridge and the flood would remain with them. We hope you liked the video and got to learn some lessons from it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fun videos.